what would you do if you could start over? What would you do differently? What would you do the same to make sure you are where you are right now in life?
Ooh, to get back to where I'm at right now,
Are you happy where you are right now?
I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Okay.
And even if I'm not, I mean, I feel like you're always where you're meant to be in that given moment or that given time. So I don't really tend to regret things that I do because at the end of the day, like, I'm a good person, I have good intentions. I'm trying my best every single day. Whether I think something is the right decision or not, you'll never know until you do it. So honestly, the biggest thing is just like commit to anything that you want to do. Stand 10 toes down behind what you want to do. And if it doesn't work out, at least you know you gave it a valiant effort. Um, and as long as you lead with pure intentions, good intentions, and you're always open to growing and evolving and becoming a better version of yourself, then that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So
Well, I agree with what you said, but then imagine the people who don't believe in themselves. They don't love themselves. They think they are not good enough, worthy enough. They have that. They see themselves so low. How can somebody start seeing themselves as the person they are meant to be? Because we are all perfect as our own uniqueness. But most people don't see that way. They think I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I cannot do it. What would you tell to those people who lack that confidence that you have gained over the years?
I would say that's tough. I would say honestly,
You got time? I can even sit here and
oh
let
no,
you think.
I appreciate it. Listen, I'm a yapper, so I just be talking.
Be
But
yourself, please. You wanna yap? Let me give you the mic. Yap all you want then.
thank you, I appreciate it. Honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, you only get one you in this lifetime. You get one life. You get one you, and you should treat yourself the same way that you treat a loved one, a family member, a close friend. You pour into that person. You love them. You see them for who they are, despite their flaws or insecurities or shortcomings. And you should see yourself the same way because, at the end of the day, if you believe that everyone is deserving of love, then why are you not also included? Why should you not also view yourself the same way?
Hmm.
So regardless of if you're where you want to be, whether you look how you want to look, whether you are where you want to be, at the end of the day, no matter where you're at, you deserve love, unconditional love from yourself because you can't expect it from anybody else but yourself. So why not be your biggest supporter? Why not be your biggest cheerleader? Because that's gonna carry you through anything. You know, you're always gonna have a support system. You're always gonna have people out there. But in those moments when you are by yourself, who's gonna have your back? And it should be you. So you deserve love, support, whether you believe it or not, and just try to love yourself. You know what I mean?
Did you had it? Did you had that group of people that were supporting you, motivating you, speaking words of positivity into your life when you were growing up, or it was only you and your battles and your struggles?
It was my mom. My mom is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest
Shout
advocate.
out, mom.
Shout out, mom. Simone Jasmine, if you watching, appreciate
And
you,
even if
love
you
you
are not,
down.
she's sending you blessings wherever you
Exactly.
are.
I'm gonna
Your
text her
son
after
is proud
this.
of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her know regardless. But my mom, it was just her. It was just me and her thugging it out my entire life, and she gave me the love and support of like a whole. You know, they say it takes a village. She was the village.
It takes a village to, that's an African proverb. It
Uh
takes a
huh.
village to raise a child.
Exactly. And she felt like the village. Obviously, we had friends and family that also helped her, but like she felt like a whole village just alone by herself to me. And I honestly just try and like take her wherever I go, and pour that into other people, pour that into myself,
Because you
because
deserve it too. You deserve
exactly,
love. You deserve success, happiness, prosperity, money,
exactly,
joy. You do deserve it. I
exactly.
know you know it, but I'm just wanting to confirm
For,
it to you.
and I appreciate it. It's great to hear too. And you too, you as well. I'm gonna reciprocate the energy right
Absolutely.
back to you.
Nothing
Okay?
better than the best. I deserve
Exactly.
all the best in the world. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think, and again, like the biggest thing is like, again, single parent households, it was just me and my mom. And most people would look at it and be like, oh, damn, you didn't have two parents or you didn't have siblings. It doesn't matter. As long as you have somebody in your
That's there for
corner
you.
supporting you, that's all that matters. That's all you need because that just shows that you deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And whether you have one, 12, a million people behind you or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves to be seen, appreciated, valued. And why not start with yourself?
Within
Exactly. And then once
yourself.
once you value yourself, once you treat yourself the way that you deserve to be treated, people are gonna see that
Mm.
in you and then be like, okay, well he's not gonna tolerate anything less than what he deserves and what he values because he knows his own worth and I'm gonna treat him the same way. So it starts within you and then everybody else will eventually see it. And it doesn't matter if they do see it or not, but
You
they're gonna come
see it,
around.
you know your truth. You know
Exactly.
who you are. Other people might not see it, but you know who you are. Don't let other
Exactly.
people's opinions or perceptions or ideas of you destroy or break who you know you are.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Look, speaking truth over here. So, yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing. Whether you believe it or not, you deserve love and support and
What
all that.
are some of the biggest challenges you had to overcome to be who you are today?
Oh,
Or adversities or failures, mistakes, which are lessons, failure and mistakes?
mm, I would say the biggest things. I mean, being a black man, we're not raised to be emotional and sensitive and vulnerable.
Mm.
At least in America. I mean, in a lot of places, but especially in America. Um, so I think that was a very big thing for me to overcome because a lot of times we suppress our emotions in order to not be perceived as. My mom is literally calling me, which is crazy. Love
Well,
her.
you can answer if you
She'll
want.
be fine. I'll just call her
Okay.
back. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, we're conditioned to like not be vulnerable and not be sensitive in order to not be perceived as intimidating, in order to not take up too much space. And at the end of the day, I'm allowed to take up as much space as possible. And like I said earlier, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. I have pure intentions. We're gonna make mistakes, and if me being open and vulnerable and emotional leads to me making mistakes, it is what it is. I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna
But why is
evolve.
vulnerability becoming a sign of weakness? I think vulnerability is just simply you expressing your feelings, your truth.
Exactly.
And the more transparent you are, the more you're gonna attract what belongs to you. But if you try to
Exactly.
hide, you pretend, you wanna talk down your feelings. If you suppress it, it's gonna come out in a humbling
Exactly.
way. But if you allow
Exactly.
yourself to feel and to express it,
Because it's like with like in science, like energy matter is never destroyed. It's just transferred into
transform.
something else.
Yes, it
Exactly,
is.
and that's the same thing with your emotions. That's the same way with feelings. Whenever again, it's suppressing, not getting rid of your emotions. So, like you said, you bottle it up, it's gonna explode somewhere else. So, at the end of the day, speak your truth, live your truth, feel your truth, and the only thing that you can control is how you manage it.
Yes,
As
you
long as
cannot
you
control the people. Don't try that. You're gonna end up broken, in pain,
Exactly. And honestly, you can never control how you feel, but like I said, you can only control how you manage your emotions, how you respond, and that's the biggest thing. So there's
all the
nothing
time. You can all the time. Not
all the time,
sometimes. You can always control how you react. Always.
always, exactly. So honestly, like that was a big thing for me growing up is allowing myself to feel my emotions because it's okay. Everybody has emotions. Why am I the only person
Yes.
that's not allowed to
Yes,
feel
it's
them?
okay. Yes.
So that was a big thing that I had to work through, and now I'm the most sensitive motherfucker on the planet. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's who you
And that's
are. You
amazing.
still worthy, powerful, successful,
Exactly.
and good enough.
And it's like honestly, your emotions give life so much more meaning. You know what I mean? Like my emotions connect me to so many memories, so many moments in time where I
Emotions,
felt
feelings.
exactly where I felt like fulfilled. You know what I mean? I feel like my emotions, my feelings, my sensitivity gives me fulfillment.
Mm,
Because if you don't feel anything, then you're not connected to anything.
mm.
So that's the biggest thing that I'm grateful for, being able to be vulnerable, be in tune with my emotions and open. So that's one of the biggest obstacles. There's quite a few others, but that's the biggest one. And I'm grateful to say that I've gotten to a point where I'm very in tune with my emotions and I feel everything and
I'm happy
I'm
for
allowed to
you.
enjoy
Yes,
life. Yeah. So I
you
really
deserve it.
appreciate it.
Yes, you are.
I appreciate it.
Looking at how the world is moving forward, I'm talking about money now, economics. What is, let's say, 10 years from today, 20 years from today, what will you focus on to make sure you are financially free? Looking at the economy today and moving forward into the future.
Ooh, um,
What would you focus on? Like which habits, which skills, which industries will you put your energy into to
mm,
make sure you are financially free within, I don't know, 6 months, 10 years, 20 years?
mm. One of the biggest things is still looking in the more like introspective side of things is one taking care of yourself, self-care, making sure that you are aware of your own wants and desires and needs and passions, because if you don't know what you want out of life, if you don't take the time to like look inwards and take time to be alone and like connect with yourself, then you're going to move through life so lost and disoriented. But when you take that time to really settle into, this is what I want, this is what I need, time to breathe, to think, you can really align with what your true goals and aspirations are, and that'll dictate where you need to be and where you need to move. Because if you're just going through life doing whatever because it's financially smart,
Mm-hmm.
you'll never really be happy. So once you really zero in on what you really want, then that'll help you make the smartest decisions of like, okay, this is what I want to do and I know I want to do it, and this is the steps that'll allow me to get there and also be in alignment with what I want out of life. Obviously, you live in a society that is very like money oriented, and you're gonna have to play the game a little bit. But if you have your end goal in mind, that'll carry you through so many tough times, difficult moments where you have to hustle, grind, thug through it. Um, but yeah, it really just starts with knowing yourself and knowing what you want. And you're not always gonna know what you want. But if you have even the tiniest inclination of a direction
Interest,
or
something that excites,
exactly
something that turns you on, something that calls your attention, something that comes easy to you, I think
exactly
that's a sign that
follow
that's
it.
for you.
Follow it. And if you go in that direction, you realize it doesn't work, that's also an answer.
At
It's like
least you
okay,
went and did something you enjoy. That gives
exactly.
you pleasure. It don't
You
have to give you money, but it gives you pleasure. That counts
exactly.
too, right?
You go in this direction, you be like, oh, this is not working. At least you know now. So you don't have to
Rich.
waste your time going in that direction. But if you sitting there just like, oh, I don't know, thinking about it, then you'll never know, and you're gonna be paralyzed sitting in the same spot, not making any progress. So
Fact, man.
if you take a couple steps back, them steps back might show you something that you didn't see when you passed it originally
Mm,
to carry you even further than the steps you took back.
mm.
So before I start preaching, yeah,
You
that's what I gotta say
preach.
about that.
I told you, you all you want. The mic is in your hand.
I appreciate it.
But I also have. Well, I believe money is a good thing. I believe
Hmm.
money is a good tool. Money is
Hmm.
a beautiful tool.
A great resource, right?
And also, but as I'm confident for my love for money.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
get to the point where I was giving classes and I was on TikTok and I was expressing that, hey, money is good, money is beautiful, you deserve to have it. People started calling me crazy. You materialistic. Why are you putting a lot of money? I'm like, hold on now. If I
Relax.
give you a million right now, wouldn't you take it? So why are you hypocritical? You're like, oh no, money is not all that, but you want it though.
But you want it.
So why not be confident with your love for money? And money is energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Money is not good or bad. Money is just is. The use you give of money is what makes it that way. Why it does on that? On money being a good thing, money being energy. And it's available all the time.
Right.
Because you are energy just like money. So everywhere you are, money is there.
Yes. And it's another resource. It's not everything, of course, but it's another resource. Why not
That I
utilize it?
prefer to have than not to have it. I gotta be
Exactly.
honest.
I would just say, like, there's nothing wrong with, yeah, again, making use of your resources, utilizing what is at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we need to take full advantage of what we can and make the
Yes.
most of the life that we have. And like I said, in the society that we live in, money is one of those things that we can utilize. So at the end of the day, again, it's a part of playing the game. And again, it's all about the pursuit of happiness. And money is one of those things that allows you to pursue happiness. It won't provide happiness for you, but it will definitely help. You know what I mean? So
So
for
why
sure.
not have it? What are one of some of your top five books or five authors that have changed your life? Or the
Ooh.
books that you always do you read a lot?
I
You listen
used
a
to
lot
I
of
used to be an
podcasts?
avid reader. Used to.
Then what happened?
Um, Life.
Okay.
College, I feel like school definitely took the fun out of at least
Reading?
at least reading for fun. I feel like that it took the fun out of that for me
Mm.
because I used to read in my free time, but I think it was just the pressure of feeling obligated to read and study and
Okay.
do other stuff that kind of like I lost a little bit of the love for it. But I'm finding it again now that I'm out of school. But I would say that my favorite authors would have to be.
Or
Er,
books, if you remember one that you have read and still stuck on your mind.
I'll give you both. I'll say um, James Patterson, David Ellis, and a book would be Memoirs of an Imaginary Friend. That was a book that I read in like middle school, like early high school, that just like stuck with me
Why?
for the rest of my life. It's just this. Well, it's a book about again this imaginary friend. It's from the perspective of this imaginary friend who goes through life solely focused on his human, and his human ends up getting kidnapped, and now this imaginary friend embarks on this journey to save him, and he becomes real. You know what I mean? Because again, the book is from his perspective, and spoiler, the imaginary friend ends up dying because his human stops believing in him, but he still
I think
has
they made a movie about it recently on Netflix.
possibly. I didn't see
Possibly.
it.
But no, I'm based on what you are seeing in movie or something. So
Uh,
like maybe the movie was based on the book.
yeah,
But keep
yeah,
going.
possibly. But that book really stuck with me because again, like from just being from the perspective of an imaginary friend, like everybody has a journey. Everybody has emotions and vulnerability. It's like again, it's a made up book. It's not or it's fiction, but at the end of the day, like it resonated with me so much because you really don't know what's going to happen. This imaginary friend is embarking on this journey to save his human, understanding that like if he saves them, he might not exist anymore because his human's gonna stop believing in him. But he still does it out of the kindness of his heart and because he cares about this person. And
Wow.
that's just how I like to move through life. It's like I don't know what the outcome's gonna be, but as long as I move through life with the purest intentions and I try my hardest and try to be the best version of myself that I can be, I will not live life with any regrets. So that book really resonated with me, even when I was in like seventh, eighth grade reading it. You know what I mean? So that's yeah. David Ellis, James Patterson, and Memoirs of an Imaginary Friend. Two authors in the book. Those are the three that stuck with me. So,
What do you do now for what does your most of your time goes towards?
so I'm a full time content creator. So
Congratulations. I
thank you
hope
so
you
much.
keep winning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You deserve it.
Yeah. So I make content on like all
Which
platforms.
which aspects do you focus on your content and
Um,
why?
I'm more in the like the comedic like lifestyle sphere. So I like do skits. I do a little bit of acting. Just my personality is kind of the biggest thing. I just like whenever I get on the internet, either I'll like rant about something, I'll make a joke about something, I'll do a skit, remaking a scenario that I lived, or just talking my shit on the internet. Like I really do any and everything. When I be having fun, enjoying myself.
As you
So
should.
yeah, and I'm grateful that I get to make money full time doing that.
As you should. I
So
mean, you put your time into it, and
oh,
your
for
time
sure,
is valuable.
for
So
like
if
eight
you can
years.
make money with that,
Oh yeah.
why not? Well, content creation is a big thing now. You
Hmm.
have been doing it for 8 years.
Yes.
What advice can you share for those that want to start being content creators or are already content creators that want to make money off content?
Hmm.
Which advices or tips or tricks or wisdom can you share with them that will help them in that journey?
I would say the biggest thing, in order for specifically looking to make money, um, one, management. Getting management, receiving management is the biggest thing that helps me do social media full time because they are the ones who pitch you to certain brands and companies that would like to work with you, right? So, say for instance, you are a content creator in a specific niche. So, you're a chef, then they'll pitch you to certain like food companies, food brands. If you are someone who's more fitness oriented, they might reach out to like so certain clothing brands for like
Sports,
gym,
workout.
exactly, like
Yeah.
more brands and things of that nature geared towards your content management. They are the biggest people that help you reach out to people to receive money because you don't receive money from platforms, at least in a substantial amount. It's the work that you do outside of the platform is reaching out to people and collaborating with brands and partnerships that actually brings in most of your money. So that's the biggest thing. But for more of a personal thing that you can work on is I'm always big on doing what you want to do. Don't follow the next person because you're not the next person.
You
But
are you.
you
That's more than enough.
you are you, and everyone has their community. Everybody has their group of people. You
But you
just
gotta
have to
find
find
you.
them.
In order to find a group of people, you gotta find you
You got
first.
to find you,
You
and
attract who you are.
then they'll come to you. Exactly. So when they stumble across you on a casual Tuesday and they see you've been making the content that you want to make for the last X amount of weeks, months, years, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I really enjoy this. And I rarely ever see people make this content." Then that's gonna bring in that audience. So that's the biggest thing. But also, in a more strategic sense, doing what you want to do, but also capitalizing on trends. So if you see something trendy that's happening, do your own original twist on the trends. Still in alignment with the trend, but also specific to you, so people aren't like, oh, this is a trend that I've seen a million other people do before, so I don't need to follow this one person. But if they see you capitalizing on a trend, but like you're kind of doing it in a unique way, that's gonna make people want to come back because they haven't seen
Authenticity,
it
right?
in that
Authenticity.
same way. Exactly. So when you're authentic and you are very genuine in the content that you make, people gravitate towards that. But strategically, capitalize on the trends, but with your own original twist. So those are a couple tips and tricks that I'd say: management, finding what you want out of your own content, and then doing original twists on trends. So,
For those who have the fear of being perceived or the fear of being on camera,
mhm.
which advice would you tell them to overcome that so they can be on camera, post what they want? Because most people want to post, but they have the fear, well, they're not going to like me. Somebody might say something negative. I might not go viral. I might not have likes. I might not have
Yes.
views. And then they get stopped and they don't post the content just because of the fear of people's opinions and the
Mhm.
fear of how people are going to perceive them.
Right. Um, I mean, people are going to not like you in real life as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's not stopping you from going outside, going to the grocery store. That's not stopping you from going to the gym. That's not stopping you from going to school. So that's the same thing with making content. At the end of the day, there are people on this earth that are not going to like you for whatever reason they're going to make up in their brain.
And that's none of your business.
And
You are
that's
not here to be liked. You
not
are here to be yourself.
exactly. Why would I value the opinion of someone that I do not know? You know what I mean? And one thing about it, at the end of the day, there are so many reasons why people aren't going to like you, and there are a million other reasons why people are going to like you. So let's change our perspective. Let's focus on the reasons why you are likable, why people would enjoy you. And I mean, I receive hate comments. It's like rare, but even then, I'm like, I just received like 5,000 positive comments and
So you
one
focus on
negative
the
one.
positive.
Exactly.
As you should.
And I'm like, you don't even know me.
As
You
you
know what I'm
deserve.
saying? I was like, you don't even live in my neighborhood. You never interact with me. So why
Mhm.
would I value your opinion? You know what I'm saying? If someone walked up to you in the street and said, you're not funny, you haven't been around me for the last 23 years. How would you know I'm not funny based off of one interaction on the street? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not valuing the opinion of someone that doesn't even have enough evidence to support their claims. So that's one of the biggest things that stops me from worrying about how I'm being perceived by people on the internet. And at the end of the day, like I said, people are going to feel how they feel about you regardless. And there's nothing more attractive, romantically and platonically, than someone who is confident in who they are, and that attracts even more people, regardless of if they're receiving hate. Like there are so many people that have been like canceled, that have received a lot of backlash, but have standed 10 toes down behind their thoughts and
Because they believe
actions.
in themselves.
They believe in themselves, and they also know that they can grow and evolve and be better people,
There you go.
and they're open minded. Someone who's
Mhm.
closed off and doesn't want to grow, like that's not attractive to people. So, yeah, like everyone makes mistakes, whether you're doing it in front of a camera or behind closed doors. But it's how you persevere. That's how you grow, evolve, and rise above, and move on. And there's some people that have bounced back from a lot of scandals and backlash and are
Because they
thriving and
reinvent
doing well.
themselves.
They reinvent themselves. They
Nobody
grow,
had. You
evolve.
don't gotta stay the same. You can recreate yourself. You can
Exactly.
recreate your personality.
And you
You don't
will.
have to stay the same. You
Exactly.
don't.
And whether you believe it or not, you're already doing it. Whether you think that you are growing and evolving, you are.
Yeah.
We're always changing, we're always growing, we're always evolving. And that's just the nature of life. So again, like social media, it receives a different reputation just because of how high the visibility is. But at the end of the day, it's very similar to how you operate in your day to day life. Again,
Just now recording it.
it's just now more people can see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. It's just block out all the extraness and focus on what you want to do.
Based on what you have said now, I'm realizing also that another reason why people are not posting their content or being who they want to be and doing what they want to do is because they don't like themselves. They don't love themselves.
Mhm.
And if I don't love myself, and if I post a picture, oh no, I'm ugly, let me delete it. If you are the first person to put yourself down, what do you think other people are going to do?
Right.
You don't
Right.
like what you are creating. You don't like what you're making. You don't like the way you look, the way you talk, the way you dress, and you want to go on social media and post content. What are you gonna post? Someone you are not. What if you start loving yourself, and the more you love yourself, the more you won't be scared of other people seeing you because you
Exactly.
know who you are.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you think you're ugly, the person will be like, oh no, they're gonna think I'm ugly too. If you think you're useless, that goes also as if at the beginning.
Exactly.
Knowing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know who you are and you're confident in who you are and you believe in who you are, life becomes a lot easier.
Exactly.
You love yourself, somebody else loving you just extra.
Exactly. Heavy on extra, and it's like at the end of the day, like it's easier said than done when it comes to people who struggle with loving themselves. But at the end of the day, in life, you have
But it's
two.
possible.
It's
It's
possible,
doable.
but in life, you have two options: either to love yourself or hate yourself. What do you want to
I
spend?
love myself.
What do you want to spend the rest of your life doing?
Loving myself. I look
Exactly.
good, I feel good, I
So
feel good.
try.
Yes, I am. I'm that
Try.
girl.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay, there's no shame in loving yourself and appreciating yourself and valuing
It
yourself.
feels good when other people love you. Imagine how good it must feel when you love yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like try. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's easier said than done, but try. You only have two options. Either spend the rest of your life loving yourself or spend the rest of your life hating yourself. And hating yourself is not going to breed any positive outcome. So at least try to
Not
start loving
once.
yourself. At least try to start loving yourself. And I promise you, eventually you're going to start believing it. And there's power in words. There's power in the things that you
I
speak
want
into the
to touch on
universe.
that. Explain on that.
One thing
How
about it,
powerful are your words, and why do you believe words are powerful?
words, they carry energy. They
Mm.
carry so much weight, because at the end of the day, what you speak starts to affect how you perceive yourself, how you perceive the world, how you move. And one thing about it, like even if I don't believe something, eventually, if I keep doing it, if I keep saying it, my brain's gonna get tricked into believing it. It's like, hold on, wait, I actually did da 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 da. Like there was a long time ago, I was like, oh, my memory's terrible because I forgot like one thing in a conversation. And then I noticed for like months after that, I would always say it. I would, oh my God, my memory's so bad. My memory's so terrible. And then I noticed that my memory was getting progressively worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, my memory was not this bad. But then I noticed once
But
I started saying that my memory was bad, now my brain's like, okay, well, I guess it is bad. And then now it's tricking my brain into believing that it's bad. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop saying that. My memory isn't bad. I just forgot this one thing, but it's not bad. I mean, in school, I remembered all these equations. I remembered all these, anatomy terms. I remember all these things. I remember my friend's birthday. I remember this. I have a great memory. And then once I started saying that, I noticed that my memory started to get better, and I gave myself a lot more grace. Exactly.
words,
So at the end of the day, words carry a lot of weight, and whether you believe it at first or not, you just keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. Your brain's
repetition.
your brain is going to start thinking about it more and more because you're speaking it so consistently. That routine, that repetition, that consistency, whether you believe it or not, it's going to be ingrained in your body. The same way with working out, right? I don't even like going to the gym half the time. Okay, but I got a couple, two, three, you know what I'm saying,
Yes, you
muscles
do,
on
and you
me.
look good.
Okay, but thank you so much. I
Yes, you
appreciate it.
do.
And I hate going to the gym, but I've gotten so used to going to the gym that now it feels weird that I when I don't go. Even though I do not like working out half the time, it feels weird that I'm not going because I've done it so much over the last few
Repetition.
years. So that's
Repetition.
that same logic, that same idea is applied to what you say. The same way that I don't want to go to the gym 5 days a week, but if you say something 5 times a day, 10 times a day, for the rest of the week, eventually it's just going to be in your body. It's going to be muscle memory. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, like I really am smart. And then you say it every day for the next week, and you be like, wait, no, I'm actually smart as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of using your mouth to curse yourself, use your mouth to bless yourself.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't understand. Well, I this is not from me judging. This is me not understanding why it is so easy for certain people to speak so much negativity about themselves
Hmm.
and to speak to their own experience. You keep telling yourself, "I am broke. I am broke. I am broke. Money, getting money is hard. Money, getting money is hard." You keep calling poverty into your life.
Hmm.
Wash all the negative words, the poverty words, the toxic words from your vocabulary. Start saying, I am rich. Even if you are not, but you are saying it, who cares?
Manifest.
I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. To make money is easy, to make money is easy, to make money is easy. And the more you say it, you are listening.
Hmm.
Every time you speak, the first person listening is you. And
Yes.
whatever you listen to the most, you tend to act on the most.
Hmm.
So speak what you want to experience and not the opposite.
Exactly.
It's so easy though.
Exactly.
People look at themselves in the mirror. Oh my God, I'm so ugly. Look at my shoes. Look at my pen. Switch it up.
Switch it
I
up.
look good. I feel good. Yes, I am
Hmm.
that girl. I am that boy. Hype yourself up.
Right.
Give yourself all that love just with your words. It's free. You
Right.
ain't gotta pay nobody.
Exactly. And it's like again, like we evolve and we change so much. Like we can change from one moment to the next. And just because in this current moment you might not have a haircut or you know what I'm saying your outfit doesn't look great, that is not who you are. You're not a bad outfit. You're not a bad haircut. You know what I'm saying? I just
Mm.
need a haircut. I need to shape up right now. But you are still an attractive human being at the end of the day.
Okay.
You are still a valuable human being at the end of the day. You are not this one article of clothing. You are not this one bad haircut. You are not this one glasses prescription. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm. But I do believe looks matter though. I made a video about it on TikTok. People were like,
looks
no,
do.
looks is just superficial or lying. What do you think about that? I think looks matter. What do you think?
In regards to yourself or into other people?
When there's, for example, you have dreams, goals, just the way you present yourself in life matters.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, one, you know what they say. If you look good, you feel good, right? And it starts on the outside. Um, one thing about it, like if you're having a very shitty day, if you're having a bad day, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. If I'm having a day where I'm feeling a little low, I'm not feeling the best, I will get out of bed, drag myself out of bed. I'll get in that mirror, put me a cute little outfit on, do my little skincare routine, and I'll be like, okay, like I don't feel the best, but I look good as hell right now. You know what I'm saying? And that
Looks matter.
instantly, and that instantly makes me feel better. You know what I'm saying? And again, looks are subjective. Okay, just because you may not feel attractive right now does not mean that you are not attractive. Just because you don't think the next person is attractive to you does not mean that they are not attractive. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you feel like you look good, then you look good. Period. Point
How
blank.
you feel about yourself.
Exactly.
See?
And that's the most important thing over anybody because you are the only person that has to live your life. And how you view yourself is the most important thing over
How you view
anything.
yourself, how you define yourself, how you view,
Exactly.
how. So if you like, oh, I think I'm stupid. Well, that's how you see yourself. What do you think other people gonna see you
Mm-hmm.
as?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So looks do matter, but not in the sense that you have to be this beauty standards. You have to be
No,
like the next person,
I think
but
that in terms of every time you rise up, put yourself together. Like you
mm-hmm.
look clean. I'm talking about oh go get expensive clothes. No.
Right.
But look at yourself in the mirror and make sure you smell good, you take a shower, you bath, you dress up and you go out.
Mm-hmm.
Present yourself as the person you see yourself being. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think you see yourself going to make $1 million on your pajamas. So are you on your PJs? Why are you in your PJs all day, every day? I don't think you see yourself meeting the love of your life wearing Crocs with your hair not done, stinking. If you
I
nasty,
mean, if you
if
do,
you
that's
dirty, who
beautiful.
wants
That's
to be
amazing.
around you? Who wants to be around you? Not me though.
Hey,
Respectfully,
respectfully, respectfully,
not
that's
me
okay.
though. I prefer you looking good for yourself, you
Right.
smelling good. Because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you attract more good because feelings have power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Talk to him. Talk to him. Yeah.
And also because your looks are simply a reflection of how much you care about yourself, how much you love about. What are you going to tell me? I don't care about myself then. Okay, go ahead then.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go around life smelling, stinking, looking. That's a reflection of how much you care about yourself.
Yeah. Self care. How you treat yourself is a reflection of how much you care about yourself and how much you value yourself. Because it was the same way
Mm-hmm.
you show up for your best friend, right? You'll show up
Yeah.
with their favorite snacks. You'll pick them up from work. You'll do anything. You'll drop anything for that person at the drop of a hat. If they need X, Y, and Z, you'll show up for them, and you need to do that for yourself. If you aren't willing to do that same thing for yourself, then you don't value yourself
And or, you
as
know,
highly
or
as
it's
you
not
should.
real. How can you give your best friend all this encouragement, all this positivity, but you don't give it to yourself? Then it's
Mm-hmm.
fake. Because if you cannot do it to yourself, how can you give it to other people?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find it to give it to others something you lack in you?
Mm-hmm.
It all starts with you, right? If my cup is empty, how can I give him water? No matter
Exactly.
how much he is thirsty, I don't have the water to give you.
Let's talk about that
Go
too.
ahead.
Let's talk about that. No, you really need to pour into yourself in order to be able to pour into other people. Like you said, if your cup is empty, how are you going to continue to pour into everybody else? You're
I
going to
ain't
burn
got
out.
it.
You're going to burn out.
I
You
ain't
don't
got
have the
it.
resources. Okay, pockets empty. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the love and care and appreciation for yourself, how are you going to provide that for other people? So you need to start with yourself in order to be able to pour into other people. You can't pour from an empty cup
And
and
that's not you being selfish. That is you taking care of
care of
yourself
yourself.
first so you can take care of others.
And honestly, and selfish, it has a negative connotation, but honestly, it's okay to be selfish
It
at
is great to
times.
be selfish because if I'm broke, I cannot make you rich.
Exactly, exactly. So being selfish, honestly, is a positive in a lot of instances. Now, obviously, if you go through life not giving a fuck about anybody ever, that's a problem. But there are times where you need to prioritize yourself. You need to make time for yourself, and other people are not going to align with your wants and needs because they're not you. You are the only person that can prioritize all of your wants and needs. Therefore, you need to do it. And if it aligns with other people, then it aligns with other people. But if it doesn't, it is what it is. And it's up to you to discern what you're willing to compromise on in order to show up for the people that you care about. But as long as you are still showing up for yourself and taking the space you need at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. And then again, once you are secure here, then you
You
can
know who you
sufficiently
are.
show up for other people
Yes.
around you, and
Imagine
vice
you
versa.
you wanna help your family financially, but you yourself you are struggling, you are broke, you ain't got no money. How can you help them? But you have to make sure you are in a position to win so you can help other people win. If I don't have it, I cannot give it to you. If I don't know it, I cannot teach it. But in order for me to have it, I must focus on myself first. Because since I'm winning and I know how to win, now I can teach you how to win. Since I have the water, if he asks me for water, I can give it to him. But if I ain't got no water, no matter how much you can yell or you can beat me up, I ain't giving you nothing because
Right,
I ain't got it.
right,
It all starts with you.
mm-hmm.
Again, key point here. You, self,
Right.
self.
And it's honestly this reminds me of a situation that I had with a close friend of mine a while ago, and they were for like a week like avoiding me. They weren't talking to me for like a week, and I was trying to figure out why. I was like, what's going on? And we ended up talking. I was like, "How you good? Like, what's going on?" And then essentially she was like, "Yeah, like I need to borrow like X amount of dollars." And I just was like very nervous and hesitant to talk to you, so I was kind of like avoiding because I didn't want to be a burden. And I was like, you will never be a burden for me, right? I said, it is my responsibility to let you know if I have it or not. That is not your
No
fault. Okay.
accountability.
Okay. It is not your responsibility to tell me if I have it or not. Okay. Come to me because I care about you and I always want to be there for
Communication,
you.
honestly. And you
Exactly.
call him your friend anyways. So
Exactly.
you have that trust to come to him.
And it is up to me to tell you if I got it or not. If you come up to me and say, "Hey, Isaiah, do you have X, Y, and Z?" It is up to me to say yes. It is up to me to
Okay.
say yes or no. If I have it, I'm gonna give it to you. But if I don't, no, and that does not take away from how much I care about you, how much I love you. But I don't have it, and that's okay. You know what I mean? If you don't have it, I don't have it. We just don't have it, and that's okay.
And that's
If I
okay.
do, I have it. But again, me saying no is me prioritizing myself. It is my responsibility to let you know if I have it or not.
Well, let's talk about no. Some people be like, when somebody tells them no, they feel like this is the end of the world. When somebody rejects them, oh my God, I'm so horrible. But how do you feel about receiving no or being rejected? What's your perception of that?
Life goes on. Life goes on. A lot of people have been told no, and a lot of people have thrived and succeeded well after being told no a million times. And at the end of the day, one thing I'm very big on is that sometimes what you want isn't always what you need. So right now, you're in this moment, you're like, I need this, I need this. When in actuality, you may not know what you actually want or what you actually need. So just because right now you're dejected because damn, like I didn't get what I wanted right now, you could turn around and receive what you actually need the next day. But if you're so fixated on being rejected about this one thing, then it's going to take away from you appreciating what you actually need once you receive it later on. So I'm very big on making people realize that what you want isn't always what you need. Again, there are people walking this earth that have been in relationships with people that they wanted, but they didn't need that person. You know what I mean? You wanted that person because they were attractive. You wanted that person because they were charismatic. You wanted that person because they were funny, right? But you didn't need that person because they were emotionally unavailable. They lacked effective communication skills. They didn't know how to show up for themselves or you. And now you're going through this whole, year long heartbreak because you were so fixated on not getting what you wanted, when in actuality you didn't really need that person. So a lot of times, yeah, what our wants kind of interfere from us actually recognizing what we really need. So that's how I feel about no. Obviously, it sucks to hear no. Listen, I was the only child.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. I was the only child. I received a lot of what I wanted as a kid. And then becoming an adult, I struggled with hearing no for a little bit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Life goes on. You can make shit happen on your own. And if you can't make exactly what you want happen, and it wasn't meant for you in that moment, and that's okay. So, yeah, move on, grow, evolve, become a better version. And listen, who knows? Maybe you get no right now, but you might get yes a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, a year later. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So life moves on. Shit happens.
I think this is the best way to finish it up. Any last word? Oh, thank you for your time. I
Of
didn't know we are
course.
gonna
Me
be
neither.
this low. I don't know. It just happened,
You
but
caught me at
I'm
the perfect
grateful that
time.
you gave me the time and the attention and you
Of
took time to
course.
make this video. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, of
Any last
course.
words for anybody
Um,
watching? Where can they find you as well? Shout out to you. If they
oh
don't
yeah,
know you, who are you? Present. I didn't even ask you. Would you mind presenting yourself?
you're good. Yeah, no. So my name is Isaiah Xavier. Isaiah Xavier. Isaiah Xavier on Instagram. Isaiah Xavier 10 on TikTok. Um, yeah, I'm a full time content creator. I'm a black man in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm just moving through life, like I said earlier, doing the best that I can, being a good person, trying to show up for myself and everybody around me
You are doing it.
to the best of my
You're
ability. I
doing it.
appreciate it. And y'all are all doing great, amazing, whether you believe so or not. You are deserving of love, unconditional love and support, and you are valuable. You are worthy. And whether you get everything you want today, tomorrow, there's always, the next moment. There's always right now. There's always, something can be done. Um, yeah, you just trying your best, and as long as you can confidently say you're trying your best, that's all that matters. And honestly, some days your best is 5%. Other days your best is 95%, and that's okay. You gotta take the highs with the lows.
Keep going.
Don't beat yourself up. If you can push yourself even harder, push yourself even harder. If you need to take a break, if you get a little tired, that's okay to take a rest. Um, yeah, you can't appreciate the highs without the lows. Not everything is black and white. There are gray areas, and sometimes you're gonna live in that gray area for a little while. Sometimes you're gonna be in the black for a little while. Sometimes you're gonna be in the white for a little while, and that's okay. Not every day is gonna look the
Life goes
same.
on. And
So
learn to go on with life.
learn to go on with life. So y'all are doing great. Y'all are doing amazing, and yeah, take care of yourself. That's what I gotta say.
Thank you. Well, if you're watching this, whenever you're watching it, follow if you want I don't beg followers. I'm simply here to provide value and positivity. If you vibe with me, welcome to my tribe. If you don't vibe with me, keep going.
Yeah, yeah,
All good.
yeah.
Thank you to him and thank you for watching the video.
Oh, that's right.
Wow,
That was good.
it was great.
That was
Thank
great.
you.
Of
We did
course.
great.
No, we did great. We
We
did
did
amazing.
great. What I mean, going from one question, it leads to our whole. And please call your mom because she been calling you. Please call her
Of
back.
course.
I don't want to feel bad.
It was my mama first, and then it was my friends. So it was like four or
I
five
was
of
like,
them.
oh,
They'll be okay. They'll be fine.
okay,
No, this is great. You come at the right time because I literally just finished my workout, so it was perfect.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Alexa,